All right, you're good.
Good, good evening, my ship familia. My name is Louie Arciniaga, and I am currently a graduate student in the Department of Material Science and Engineering. If you do not know me, originally I'm from El Paso, Texas. I graduated high school in 2016, got my bachelor's here, and have been an active ship member since my freshman year. Currently, I am pursuing a master's degree, which I will graduate with this spring/summer. And my next pursuit is to get a PhD in material science and engineering. So one of the things I just want to talk about is what SHIP means to me. Why is it such a great part of my life, and why, into a doctoral degree, why do I want to be president of SHIP UA? SHIP is just such a special group of people. The days when maybe my research isn't going so well or things are just not going my way, these are the people I come to. I turn to you guys because you guys know what it means to struggle, what it means to have to hustle for everything you gotta get. SHIP has been there for me in so many ways. This club has inspired me to not only want to pursue a graduate degree, but want me to pursue it to its fullest, to its end, which is a PhD. Before SHIP, I really didn't think I was going to get anything past a bachelor's, but it was actually through National Convention my senior year that I spoke to recruiters, and they said, it's not really whether or not you have the qualifications, it's whether or not you're willing to get past those struggles and those failures. So I applied, and even though maybe I wasn't the best candidate for graduate school, they let me in, and I proved myself. Tonight I speak to you because I'm running for president of SHIP UA, and once I read a quote from Jackie Robinson that said, "A life is not important except in the impact it has on other lives." There's been so many different people that have impacted my life in SHIP. Just to name a few are some of the alumni like Fabian, as well as alumni that you won't know, but were actually the e-board when I was a freshman and a sophomore. And they have gone on to great careers and are still pursuing their dreams. And that's one thing I want to inspire you guys to do. I want you to have something that you really want, and even though you may think it's not possible, come to one of us as e-board members, and we can kind of guide you in how to get there. It may not be an easy path, but nothing in life that's worth accomplishing is easy. Being part of the e-board has taught me many things, as I am your current treasurer. One is that you always want to inspire people, but also the mission is to help the next generation. And I never claim to be perfect. I do have my faults. I do slip up sometimes. But what I can tell you is I put in 100% of effort. Many of you may not know me, but if you do see me around campus, you'll see me either in two positions, running from the left or running from the right. That's because not only do I do SHIP things, but I do active research, and I am currently a graduate teaching assistant, so I know how to inspire students and try to teach them what they need to learn. And as much as I think teaching is great, I think being a teacher teaches you how to better connect with students. I've seen many great presidents in my time, 6 so far, current company included. And I would like to say that all I ask is I want to continue that legacy. Many of the things that we do as SHIP president is to ensure that the future is there. We want to make sure that the events go off without a hitch. We want to make sure that we continue the legacy of providing free food, continue to better our outreach, and to get more opportunities for our students. As president, I want to continue the excellence of this club by growing our members, but also retaining them so we can ensure the future of this chapter. To do this, we will need to actively pursue students that are new to the university. We need to look at the students that are freshmen and sophomores and make sure that they know that this club is not restricted because of race or anything. We accept all. SHIP is more of a way of life. It's more of a how you feel you go about your business, how you grind through your classes, how you do so many things but still have time to do the outreach. I would also like to, if at all possible, and with the support of our alumni, fund all active members to go to conference, because I believe it is your right as a shipper of SHIP UA to go to conference and have that opportunity to put yourself out there to show them that you can be a very successful professional. Of the many goals I have for our chapter, I hope to pursue new sponsorships with companies but also continue the tradition set forth by Jubin to start bringing in resources from the U of A, such as Think Tank, possibly CAPS, and show you that this university is great in its scope and how it can provide you what you need. This will aid in having all the events in person, or rather, it will be great to have all next year's events in person, but that's not a limiting factor. What I've learned, and maybe I'm not the best computer person, but it's best to have hybrid events because our scope, our reach is greater when we can get students that physically can't come. So it's those opportunities that I have to, with my e-board, think outside of the box and say, this is possible, but how can we do it just a little bit better? One of the great things about being treasurer is, and I hope to teach Marco some things, should he be elected, is all opportunities are on the table. Nothing's down for a quick no. I've told this to a lot of the board members in the past, is we have a conversation, we talk about the details, because all ideas are great when we say them, but the details are the tricky part. Figuring out how to fund these things, how to ensure the future of the club. And I think SHIP is great in the way that if we can get our members to do all kinds of different things, then we accomplish our goals. We are the best club on campus, and on Wednesday we will get awarded for that, but I do say this with kind of a great intent. I intend to keep it that way. We do this not only for the outreach, but we also do this to make sure that you as students become successful, that you go into the workforce and you make a difference. I see in the future, or I see in this room the future, so I hope that you know that. And even if you're a freshman, you can become a lead engineer, you can become a scientist, you can become a doctor.
Best practices of how students can purchase to get the most out of those interactions outside of the class.
So, like I was saying, I see the future in this room, and don't think where you come from, your background, anything that you think that's a limiting thing is actually a strength in your opportunities. If English wasn't your first language, that's fine. Be bilingual. If you come from a low-income household, that's fine. That means you'll respect what you have in the future more. And I just think overall, I want to lead the next e-board because I know what it takes to be on the e-board. I also know that there are many things we can do to continue the chapter's progression, and by no means do I think I'll get it perfectly, but I do think I'll do my best to ensure that we do much better every single year. And the next president will probably do better than me, and so on after that, because everything that we do is supposed to be iterative. As we get deeper into this game, we're supposed to get better. I'll give you guys a little anecdote. When preparing my speech for tonight, I went back and watched some of the speeches that I had given in the past, and I saw the maturity of myself, giving a speech as a freshman, giving a speech as a junior, even giving a speech last year. I see that I have developed so much, and that's something I want to help you guys do. I want to make sure that when you leave SHIP UA and graduate with your engineering or whatever degree, you feel confident enough that you're not only a well-formed adult, but you are a well-formed scientist, well-formed person who wants to do well, who wants to see themselves succeed. So I hope that I can help you guys. And if you have any questions, I'm always open to talking to you guys. I may not always be the most talkative guy, but if you ask for advice, I will give it to you. I think many things that I've learned and the mistakes I've made, I don't want you to do the same mistakes I had. So just ask me, and I can tell you how to get into graduate school, how to do well in an interview. And I think that's everything I have for you tonight.
Alrighty, questions for Louie?
So you're the person, or you will hopefully be the person that will organize the sponsors coming in and talking to us and kind of just giving us information. How do you plan on keeping a good relationship with them? And do you plan on reaching out to any new sponsors to try and get them to come in as well?
Yeah, so it's always great to keep the sponsors that we have. The way you keep a great relationship with them is you communicate with them. One of the things that I've learned, and it may not be possible because some of them are out of the state or out of the different part, but for the local sponsors especially, you just need to talk to them face to face. You would be surprised on how many things will happen if you just go talk to them in person. the magic happens there when they have a face to talk to and they shake your hand, they see that you're tangible, you're a person. So companies that we haven't gotten the same funding from yet, I feel like if we just make that approach, we can do more and do better. But also it's just more of a game of, you want to spread a wide net, and you may not get every single one of them, but one thing I learned as treasurer is you'll be surprised which ones actually call back, which ones are interested, because in many companies there is a kind of a goal to do this kind of outreach with us. They make tens of millions of dollars. What we try to get from them is easily achievable. We may think it's a lot of money, but we're all college students, so that's why it's a lot of money to us. But for them, it's a willingness donation, because they see, like I said, they see the future of their company in this room, and they want to say, I show you a bud of faith so that you come work with me in the future.
I have a question. While being president is one of the easiest jobs on the board, like I said, one of your main roles is to keep track of everyone and make sure that they are not only meeting, but hopefully exceeding expectations. How do you plan to do that next year? Yeah, that's it. How do you plan to do that next year? E-board.
So one of the things that drew me to staying here at the U of A for my PhD is I know the program that I'm in, and it's actually, I do most of my work right next door in the Mines building. A lot of the shippers and hopefully the E-board maintain going to Mel. That's kind of where I take my breaks from work. I go in there, I talk to people, and I feel me being available not only by phone, but in person. If you see me walking around, don't feel shy to stop me. If we need to hash out some details. One of the luxuries of graduate school is you kind of dictate your timetable. If you want to get here at 6 in the morning and leave at 10 p.m., that's fine. You just got to get your work done. So I think I can be flexible in that sense, where I do my work when it's a little bit of a different odd hour, and I come talk to the e-board. I can't promise that I'll come to all committee meetings, because that's a lot, but I can promise that I can always check in, and I can sit in and talk to the future DO, talk to the future of MVPs, and kind of just ask the question, what do you need and what do you think is possible? Because like I said, all ideas are possible, it's just the execution. If we have such a great idea for one of the events, but we don't think we have the funds, believe me, there's a chain of alumni, which I'm on the email listserv for. If we kind of say, hey, alumni, we want to do this and we think it's a fantastic idea, if each one of you donate $10, is this possible? You'd be surprised how quickly those alumni jump on it. They know the struggle here. They don't want you guys to think that everything is limited by funds. It shouldn't be. It's limited by you guys willing to do the job. So I've seen so many alumni come and go, and they thank SHIP for everything they have. They know that this is where it's all started, and they want to give back in any way they can.
Wonderful. We have time for one more question. Carlos, perfect.
Being president, you're kind of like the face of SHIP and representing not only the people but SHIP in general. How do you plan on communicating and maintaining a good relationship with, like you said, with companies, with e-board, but also with the general body members?
I think it's one of those things where I have to be open and willing to be just a little bit more social than I usually am. I don't say this a lot, but one of my first jobs during college was door-to-door sales, and I don't pull out that skill set very often. But if you want me to, sell you on me, let me know, because I know how to pitch you in 1 minute about me. It's sometimes it's that kind of opportunity where I knew I didn't want to do that for the rest of my life, but it taught me how to go into a situation with any kind of stranger and kind of make them a little bit more at ease, smile, wave at them, listen to them actively and ask them questions. Because one of the biggest things is people want to be heard. They want you to listen to them and they want you to ask them questions. If you actively listen to what they're saying and kind of give them feedback, they're going to walk away from that conversation saying, hey, I want to talk to that guy again. I want to be a part of his mission, because his mission seems very important to him, and maybe it's going to be important to me.
All righty, wonderful. Thank you. final thoughts, please come to banquet. If you're already paid, please pay for banquet. For those who get elected, so we'll announce the winners of the election on banquet.